Frozen pizza might seem foolproof, but there are a few key mistakes to avoid. Are you slicing it too early or baking it at the wrong temperature? Stick around to learn the essential do's and don'ts for perfect pizza. One of the main draws of frozen pizza is the convenience. It's quick and hassle-free, so why complicate things? While it might seem like extra effort, a few simple tweaks can really elevate your pizza without adding much time. For instance, adding a sprinkle of dried or fresh oregano before baking can really boost the flavor. Thyme is another great choice, with its slightly sweet taste that balances perfectly with the savory cheese. A touch of garlic, either fresh or powdered, can work wonders on the flavor as well. Don't forget a pinch of salt and pepper to bring everything together. These small adjustments take almost no time but can transform a standard frozen pizza into something much more flavorful, even Instagram-worthy. Adding extra cheese to a frozen pizza is a great way to enhance flavor, but timing and placement matter. According to Serious Eats, the key is to add it halfway through the baking process for the best results. The type of cheese you're using also plays a role. For example, most frozen pizzas already come with shredded mozzarella, so you can add more before baking without any issues. But if you're adding cheddar cheese, which melts much faster, it's best to wait until the pizza is halfway cooked before sprinkling it on. This ensures that the cheese melts evenly without overcooking or burning. By following these tips, you'll get that extra cheesy goodness without sacrificing texture or flavor. When you pull a frozen pizza out of the box, it's common for the toppings to shift, with some gathered at one side or scattered unevenly. Your first instinct might be to push everything back to the center or spread them out as evenly as possible. However, even if the toppings seem well distributed, it's still a good idea to adjust them before baking. According to Taste of Home, think ahead about where you plan to slice the pizza. By arranging the toppings with the cuts in mind, you can ensure a smoother, cleaner slice. If done right, your pizza cutter will only need to slice through the crust, sauce, and cheese. No need to cut through toppings like pepperoni or veggies. This simple trick not only results in a neater slice, but also keeps your toppings intact, reducing mess and ensuring that each slice looks as good as it tastes. Pizza stones might sound like something only professional chefs use, but they're actually a great way to elevate any frozen pizza, even a quick DiGiorno. These stones mimic the high heat of a real brick oven, absorbing and retaining heat for an evenly cooked, crispy crust. To get the best results, preheat the stone in the oven for at least 30 minutes once it reaches your desired temperature. It's also important to let the pizza thaw to room temperature before placing it on the stone, ensuring a more even cook. For safety, having a pizza peel on hand will make it much easier to lift the hot pizza from the stone without risking a burn. The extra effort may seem like a lot, but the results, crispy, perfectly cooked pizza, are definitely worth it. If you're only using your oven to cook frozen pizza, you're missing out on an easy upgrade. Grilling frozen pizza is just as simple and can deliver impressive results. The kitchen recommends this method for 10-inch pizzas. Start by preheating the grill on high for about 15 minutes. Once it's ready, place your frozen pizza on the grill, lower the heat, and cover it. Check on the pizza as it cooks for 10 to 12 minutes. You'll know it's done when the cheese is fully melted and the crust develops a nice char. Use a spatula to carefully transfer the pizza to a cutting board, and you've got a smoky, crispy pie that's a step up from the oven. It might seem strange to ignore the frozen pizza box's cooking instructions, but hear us out. One of the reasons pizzeria pizzas have that perfect crust and cheese texture is the high heat from industrial ovens. You can achieve a similar result at home without needing a fancy pizza oven. Giordano's pizza experts recommend cranking your home oven to 550 degrees, much hotter than usual. With this higher temperature, bake your frozen pizza for just 5 to 8 minutes, instead of the usual 12 to 15. The result? A crispier crust and melted cheese with that signature pizzeria quality, all from your regular kitchen oven. Adding vegetables to a frozen pizza can be a great way to boost flavor, but it's essential to prep them properly first. Raw vegetables often release moisture while cooking, which can make your pizza soggy. For example, The Guardian suggests sautéing mushrooms with butter before adding them to avoid a watery mess. Onions need to be sweated to soften them, or they'll come out tasting too raw. As for bell peppers, it's best to roast or peel them beforehand to get rid of excess moisture and enhance their flavor. By prepping your veggies, you'll avoid ruining the texture of your pizza and end up with a more flavorful, balanced topping. It's tempting to grab that pizza cutter and dive right in as soon as you pull the pizza out of the oven, but waiting just a bit can make all the difference. Cutting into your pizza too soon can cause a few issues. First, the cheese and toppings need a moment to set. If you cut right away, the cheese is likely to slide off, and you'll end up with a gooey mess. Experts from the Kitchen Warriors recommend waiting about 3 minutes before slicing, long enough for the toppings to stay hot but firm enough to keep them intact. Additionally, cutting too early risks letting the oil from the cheese soak into the crust, making it soggy soggy instead of crispy. And lastly, as tempting as it is, you won't enjoy your pizza as much if the roof of your mouth is scorched from the steaming hot cheese. Give it a few minutes and you'll enjoy a pizza that's perfectly sliced and delicious.